Hey everybody, glad to get back with after a long hiatus with some new heroclix, some new, some old. Some are from Web of Spiderman. This is from Web of Spiderman, and this is the X-Force, which was a mutant strike team, if you will, that was made up of Wolfsbane, Warpath, X-23, and the leader being Wolverine. Now, I don't know much about any of these mutants in particular, besides, well, everyone knows Wolverine's thing. And X-23 is actually a clone of Wolverine. So sometimes they refer to her as his daughter, sometimes they don't. It's kind of wishy-washy. Now, to start off, we have Wolfsbane, who is for 65 points. They all four of them start out with stealth and blades claws, which is really, really mean, because that means that they're going to have to come up close to you to even attack you because of stealth, and then you're just going to be able to blades claws them. And Wolfsbane, for 65 points, has the highest survivability of any fig I have seen in a long time. She has the X-Men team ability, so she has the chance to heal from other X-Men figures, but she's got shape change. And you're wondering, now, that's not a lot, but she has a trait that gives her super senses and combat reflexes. So that means that they're going to have to base her, and then they're going to have to go through shape change, and then they're going to have to go through 19 defense, and then they're going to have to go through super senses. So that's three things that they have to go through. 19 defense for 65 points is intense. Pretty standard combat values. She changes to charge. Quite a few of them actually change to charge. 2 clicks of that. Has blades claws for over half the dial. They're all about 6 clicks deep. And then she KO'd. She has a spike of 10 attack with only 2 damage. Then she goes up to 3 damage and 9 attack. So, pretty bland dial, but really nice for 65 points. And next we have Warpath, which I actually pulled and played and sealed the night that Web of Spiderman came out, and he was actually the MVP of my team pretty well. And he's, like I said, he's got that 9 movement with stealth and blades claws, just like every other X-Force member. What he has that they don't, though, is invulnerability, and that's what helped me a lot in sealed, was that there's not a whole lot of high damage output figures in Web of Spiderman, so any amount helps. He's got 3 damage, and then he changes to Flurry with super strength with 11 attack, so his attack actually goes up, which is really nice. And then he gets Flurry with blades claws and toughness, and then he goes back into stealth with close combat expert with only 9 attack, and then he gets this white box that gives him a psychic blast as if he had a range of 6, because he can throw these knives. Apparently he's an expert at throwing knives. I'm not sure what his mutant power actually is. And then he loses close combat expert and gains 3 damage, which is nice because, obviously close combat expert doesn't go well with psychic blast, but just the bump up to a flat 3 damage is nice with psychic blast. And then we have the leader, Wolverine, who has a really nice sculpt. If you notice, he's the same sculpt as the Dakin LE. He's got a trait where every turn he heals a click no matter what. There's nothing you can do about it. That same stealth blades combo with super senses, and then he's got a white box called Reluctant but Brutal Leader. Basically, you roll leadership. If you succeed, you remove an action token from a friendly adjacent X-Force character, and then they take 1 unavoidable damage. But then you can heal them right back thanks to the X-Men team ability that all the X-Force members have here. But he's got super senses, pretty much the same on the second click. And then he changes to charge and quake, and I think that's just his ability to, spin with them claws and just, tear up everyone around him. And he changes to toughness, which is kind of nice, because like I said earlier, there's not a whole lot of big damage on a lot of figures in this set. And then he drops back down to 2 damage with 10 attack. That's what he had last time, yeah. Pretty solid combat values. He goes back to blades claws, but it's kind of a iffy scenario because he's got blades claws and combat or close combat expert. So you're either risking to do more than 2 damage, or you're going to guarantee 4. So 9 times out of 10, you're probably going to go with the close combat expert, but if you're feeling risky, or if he gets outwitted, you can always Blades Claws. He's got willpower too, so that's nice for being able to help him. I mean, that means you can push him, and he's still going to heal the next turn to the clicks before, where he's got that nice toughness. And then X23, that same, pretty well, almost identical on the starting click to her clone E. I don't know. She's just got 1 less defense, and she doesn't have that white box. 1 less defense, 1 less movement. And she's got a trait that you pick an opposing character at the beginning of the game, and X23 gets +2 to attack whenever attacking that character. So, for 60 points, that's 13 attack if you're attacking that particular character. And with stealth, she's going to be able to get there just dodging in and out of bushes and stuff. So, not bad. Loses an attack, gains Battle Fury, which isn't too bad for second click, because that means if you're playing her on another team, you can carry her in with a flyer. Loses stealth, but gains flurry. Now she has regen, and she has regen on her last 2 clicks, and she loses Blades Claws. So that's not too bad. So with that trait on that character you picked, the minimum amount of damage she has is going to be 11. Which is nice for 60 points. And this team does come up to an even 300, but there's an alternate team ability that makes it to where they don't have to have their movement coming out of hindering, and that puts them at like 312, which kind of sucks, but you can put Deadpool on the team and then apply that that same team ability, and you're right around 500 points. I don't have Deadpool. He does have X-Force keyword. He's from Web of Spiderman. I don't care to get him, but if you have him and you have the team, I imagine they would be a pretty deadly 500-point team with that X-Force alternate team ability. So there you go. There's my take on the team. Play them. Tell me what you think about them. Put them in the comments section below. All that. Play on, guys.